All right, so people want to know some advanced sun gazing tips. I got some for you. Uh, Past a certain point, you're going to want to start opening your eyes up and getting the light in. What I'm noticing is that these poisons, what they do is they create light irritation. So you got your fluoride, you got your calcium, which is not real fluoride or calcium. There's like silent weapons that they label calcium, obviously, because if they were calcium, real calcium, it'd do differently for your body than, kind of like fluoride found in natural elements wouldn't target your pineal gland and calcify the spirit glands in your hand and your palm and shit like that. It's just like specific target, silent weapon type chemicals. Well, anyways, you have to break past this. You have to cross thresholds. So what I've also discovered in myself is that every time you ingest any of these light irritating chemicals or regular like lights in your house and shit like that, you'll notice that they're becoming more harsh because they're targeting people that are like you on autopilot. So when you come out, these poisons are already waiting for you. Like, oh, you don't like it here anymore, do you? So ultimately what you want to do is you just got to strengthen yourself to be above and beyond all of these chemicals to the point to where you're so strong that none of these silent weapons affect you because they're all silent. So your power has to step above and beyond what these things are capable of. Here's another way to do it is, well, let me go ahead and explain this first. So this would be your target here, Mr. Cheeks, the sun, the light created by your omnipresent, amazing creator. So he's up here chilling with his wonderful self. So you want to pry this open, your eyelids, like all the way, like pry them open, and for an hour or more, you're going to be experiencing the worst of discomfort. If you get tears coming out, feel it in your fingertips. You'll see that they're sticky, and all of these light irritations, chemicals that they put in your food that you can't taste or anything, will start to draw out of your eyeballs and make your eyeballs sticky. And they call this the christening or whatever. When your eyes start to like gel up, and all of this chemical that's saturating in your eyeball is drawn out of the eye, so you can finally see the sun the way it is intended to see. But then you still have a great struggle ahead of you to pull more light in to open it up wider, because the typical sun gazer will begin with like regular sunset hours with regular eyes, and then sometimes they'll squint, and it just be like, man, I really can't really handle this. That's how bad off you are. That's how bad off people really are, is that they can only see when the sun is like obstructed by something like the clouds, or if it's like kind of in the horizon where it's not really that seen. So you have to get past that point. You have to get to the point to where you're like 12 p.m. eyeballs completely stretched wide open, gunning it for like 2 hours straight. That's what you got to do. You got to get to that point. Once you get to that point, you're like halfway past the battle, because they've got this thing so fail-safed out. They want to make sure that you stay in there. So I didn't realize how far I had come along, because my eyes are so strong that I can do this kind of thing, and I have to pry them all the way open now, like to the point to where they're just like, get it in there, because that is the final stages right before you start to break out. So here's another thing I want to say real quick. So you want to keep your core tight after you do that pry open thing for maybe as long as you can. And you want to absorb it because your pineal is open at that point and it can absorb light through the eyes way more effectively. So you squat and you absorb it, and you do that about 10, 20 times. And try this. Take 2, come back, call me in